Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? We are doing our morning edition of card pulls, the live card pulls and frequency keys. So we're just going to set up the container. I'm not a rescue station. I am not a vending machine. I do not respond to force. I do not respond to fear or desperation. Only aligned ones find me. Only clean exchange flows. What stays, stays free. What gives, gives without hook. I attract exactly who is meant for this moment. The right ones feel me and come forward without pressure. My signal draws truth. My presence draws match. And just a few more things here. This is a space for those who are ready to hear, not just watch. I'm not here to perform. I'm not here to pulse truth. If you're aligned, you'll feel it. If you're curious, stay open. I give because I choose to. I receive with no hooks attached. No pressure, no desperation, just real presence. If something resonates, you're welcome to exchange. If not, that is okay. And you know, the other thing I'm gonna say is this field doesn't sedate, it wakes you up. If you come to feel better, not get better, this is not your channel. If you're always here but never exchanging, I'm not the reader you're looking for. Truth doesn't chase spectators. If you're ready for clarity, not comfort, I am your reader. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what your field is already screaming. And then the last piece I have is kind of the rules to the road here. During the lives, I run a clean boundary around looping energy and, looping people. When somebody asks the same question over and over again, it tells me they're not present and I don't read from that space. The same thing when somebody comes to every live, asks the same question again, that's somebody who's not present. They're just in a loop. That's not where you're going to get a response. Not everybody gets a free reading because I am not a vending machine. If you come back in better energy, if I've muted you or haven't given you a read, just ask once and allow the space for a response. I will fill into it. I don't promise readings. I only read when there's a resonance in a now moment. And if you're looking for something deeper, I do offer paid sessions. Happy to send you the options. And for those who want a guaranteed reading, ask about my paid options. Otherwise, enjoy the vibe. No pressure, no begging, no loops. And so with that, we are going to start our question answering. Sorry about the large word salad, but I like to make sure that the container is set. And Narina, did Hansa talk to you, uh, talk about you this week? You know, who cares, Narina? And the reason I say who cares is because you don't want to be in that energy of caring. You've got to let this person go and let go whatever they're saying because that's on them. That's not on you. You be the better person, the better energy. I'll tell you what, whether it's yes or no, but that's not that's not the energy you want. You want to be on the energy of having so much pride in yourself and self-worth that you don't really care. They can say all they want. They're only hurting themselves. They're showing who they are, not who you are. And so get out of that spirit saying unknown because it's not for you to know because you really need to be in that place of not caring. I hope that helps you. And so Carol Risk, is it over between you and Kassam? And so, I'm gonna ask you a question, you know, the thing is if we don't chase ghosts here, right? And you got to ask yourself, if they came back right now exactly as they were, would you even want that? And why are you in a separation at this point? And this is for Carol, right? Because what you're doing is you're allowing that person to give you power over themselves or power over you. And why are you allowing them to do that? If they didn't show up the first time and you guys are done, or partially done, why are you allowing them to come back into your energy when that energy wasn't good to start with? And so is it over? I'll pull you a card, but you really got to look at, have some respect and love for yourself to not care. That's their loss, not yours. And Spirit saying broken trust, cheating, and addiction. So I don't see it. I see that it's over for you too. And Nanda, will you reunite with your ex-husband? And again, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Why are you chasing a ghost? This person's no longer in your life. Why are you coming back to it? What was the reason that they're now your ex-husband? And you got to ask yourself, why do you allow that cord, that energy to still keep you stuck when there's something so much better for you to get in this now moment? So make sure you are liking, following, subscribing. Uh, Nanda, it's not love. That's what you're feeling, is you're feeling lack. Now, I'm going to give you the cards of what they're saying. And Spirit's saying, grave, there's no second chances. You're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of being by yourself. And Spirit's already telling you this. Get rid of this person. Get rid of the lack. Choose yourself for once. You don't. I know it's not what you want to hear, but this is what you need to hear. And Tandika, what does Spirit want to know for you? Let's take a look in a second here. Let's see what we have. And the same thing with Zabwa. You ask this all the time, right? And the question is, you know, who cares if you're in that much fear on your boyfriend seeing somebody else, then get rid of him, because you either that or fix your fear. You've got to work on self. You can't worry about your boyfriend. You can't worry about anything. If your boyfriend's seeing somebody else, then get rid of him, because you're not doing what you need to do in this now moment. And at the same time, what you're also doing is you are, you know, allowing that to happen. And so bear with me. I'm going to get you a card, Tandika. And just remember, everybody, during the lives, I do run a clean boundary around looping energy and looping questions. When somebody asks the same question over and over again, either in the same live or in multiple lives, it tells me you're not present, and I don't read from that space. Not everybody's going to get a free reading, because I'm not a vending machine. And if you come back in better energy and ask for something that's not looping, allow some space, and maybe I'll feel into it and respond. Maybe not. I don't promise readings. I only read when there's resonance in the now moment. And if you want a guaranteed reading, always ask about my paid options. Otherwise, enjoy the vibe. No pressure, no begging, no loops. And for you, Tandika, I see you're still sitting in an illusion, and the illusion is around somebody that you haven't let go of yet. Spirit says once you let go of them, happiness is going to come into you, but you have to let go first. It's a choice. You've got to start making that choice. You can't just keep on asking about the same thing. And so when I see a lot of you people asking, what does my relationship with Brad look like? Well, Jen, aren't you in that relationship? Why don't you know? You got to feel it in your heart. The same thing with you, Grace. Does a person actually, what you're getting is fear. And Charlene, yeah, I keep saying the same thing every day. And you know what? Nobody listens because they don't want to. It's called a cognitive dissonance, right? And at the same point, you guys keep on coming back and you're asking the same questions over again, like it's going to change. The energies are going to be the same. And this is the thing. You can't keep on, looping. It's what I call the hamster wheel of karma, right? And people who want to feel, want to heal, want to actually get down and work on themselves, yeah, they will. People who are not present are just going to keep on asking over and over again. And Charlene Young, I'm just responding to what you just said, which is you keep saying the same thing every day. And I'm saying, yes, I am right. I'm talking about everybody who comes in here and asks that same question. I'm agreeing with you because they're not listening. It's not about you. It's about listening. Most people don't listen to the answer. They don't want to hear it, so they choose not to. And the message never really changes because people don't want it to. And that's a choice, and that's why I have to keep on saying these looping questions. I'm not going to just keep on responding. I'm just going to start muting. And can you have a card? And that's Rhonda. Can I have a card? I'm going to find my house soon. All right, well, let's take a look at what the timing looks like. I don't want to give you a yes or no because I want you to really feel into that yes, you will find it. And Spirit's saying, if you change something about what you're looking for in your house, it's going to happen pretty quickly. But there's something that you're asking for in what you want in the house is something that's holding it back in this now moment for you. Try to change something in there. There's something that's holding it back. Feel into it. And with that, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. Reach out if you are looking for your own personal reading, and then we'll go from there. So welcome to everybody who is coming in. I have only a few rules. First one is please like, follow, share, and subscribe. And second rule is when you do get when you do get a card, make sure that you're following notifications on, and as well as no looping questions, no desperation questions, because most of those will not be answered. Ah, so with that, let's see if we have anybody else that is looking for a question. So Sarah, let's take a look at that. So in sense, there's not a lot of lessons. What it is choices, because you've done everything you could ever have done in the billions of lifetimes that you've had. However, it doesn't mean that these are not karmic bonds that you have, and it's not so much a lesson. It's you haven't healed the energy around the trauma. It's a little different than a lesson. It's not something that's meant to happen. It's just you're repeating the same thing over and over again until you choose yourself. And so let's see what that is. You could consider it a lesson, but it's not really a lesson because you already know the answer. For you, it's all about insecurities. That's why, in other words, I look at what is the healing you need to do. And for you, it's insecurities, right? Self-esteem. You've got to find the self-esteem in yourself. And as you find that love and esteem in yourself, then you're going to attract the one that's right for you. It's going to help get you off that hamster wheel of karma. You've got to let that go, and you got to work on self. I have a lot of healings at Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube around self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. I think that would help you a lot. They're all for free if you find that they help, and then come for a healing or a personal reading. And so let's take a look at James. Will you win your bench trial coming up? Well, let's see what the energies are saying. And the key with this is that, you don't generally want to ask that, because what's going to happen is you might get a timeline where it's not going to be a winner. You should be thinking on yourself, I am going to win, and believe it. You have to really believe it for it to be true. Spirit, what do you want to tell me on this? And Spirit says, yes, just keep believing. Believe you're going to win that. And Jennifer, can you get a card for your current relationship? Is it long term? Well, I can't tell you if it's long term, because that's a choice that you're going to have to make in yourself. That's not a choice that the cards are going to tell us. However, I can tell you what the energies are for that. And there's a lot of anxiety and worry that you have on this relationship, and you're going to need to heal that before we can answer that question. And it's a choice you're going to have to make. Do you work on yourself? Do you solve your problem, or do you push this person away? These cards are not going to tell us whether or not this is long term or not, because you have to work on yourself first. It's not about other people. It's always about yourself. And Carla wants to know, is JT lying to you? Right. And so again, this is a place of one of two things, Carla, and I'll give you the energy behind it. But you're in a place of either anxiety and fear because you don't have enough love within yourself, confidence within yourself, and you're worried about everything, right? And you're trying to push this person away. Or the other problem is you're seeing this person actually act the way you're asking about, right? And this is why you're in fear right now. Are they truly acting that way in front of you, and you don't want to see it, so you're in a cognitive dissonance, and I can't believe it, but I'm going to ask the cards because I need proof, because you've already seen the proof. And the cards are already saying cheating, broken trust. It flew right up. I'm not even going to bother with the other cards. That's the one that flew up. You know this already. You're not, it's you're having a cognitive dissonance. You're seeing this action, and the words aren't aligning, and your subconscious, yourself is telling you what's really true, but you don't want to believe it. So you're going to ask the cards to hope that they tell you otherwise. You got to just fess up, have a conversation, and figure it out from there. Do you want to be in that loop all day long, or do you want to choose yourself? Always choose yourself. And so Sarah, you're doing what I ask everybody not to do, which is a looping question. That shows you're not present here. We're just going to mute you. And, I'm going to repeat my boundaries here. During the lives, I run a clean boundary around looping energy. When someone asks the same question over and over again, it's like it's on a loop. It's like a bot. It tells me they're not present. And I don't read from that space. Not everybody gets a free reading because I'm not a vending machine. If you come back in better energy, ask once and allow space for a response. I'll feel into it. I don't promise readings. I only read when there's somebody that has resonance in the now moment. If you want a guaranteed reading, ask about my paid options. Otherwise, enjoy the vibe. No pressure, no begging, no loops. You're welcome to stay, but you will not be able to post at this point. Not for this one. And so with that, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. And at the same point, let's see who else is coming in this now moment. So who has a question? All right, we'll wait a few minutes, and if it, we'll see what we have in the collective. I had a really interesting collective read here for those who are in separation, and I would suggest that you guys go watch it because, it's a crossroads where a lot of you are at, and you have to decide whether you want to choose you or not. And yes, Sadi, you can ask a question. The only thing I ask is that you don't do looping questions, meaning you ask the same question over and over again, hoping to get my attention. My attention goes to everything that comes up here. However, when people loop, I just mute. I don't have time for seeing the same question spit up on the screen over and over again. When there are people who clearly would like to wait, be patient, and see if there's a question that can be answered. So Carla, for what do I see for you? Let's see what's going on in the energies. Spirit, what is the energies here? And for you, destiny is calling you, Carla, but you're not listening right now. Right now, you're kind of clouded in your mind, and there's some intuition that wants to come in, but you're not allowing it to come in. Spirit's saying, quiet your mind, get down, meditate, connect to self. There's something that's coming in that you're meant to hear from yourself. Allow it to happen. And Patty, again, like I say, not everybody gets a reading. It's not in a line. It's who I feel resonant with. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But asking over and over again will only guarantee that you don't. It's just how it is. You have to, I am not a vending machine. This is not for free. If you want something and it needed right now, then I do have paid readings that are available. Just send me a note and I'd be happy to send it to you after the card. After the lives. And let's see who else we have. Vita Bella, can you have a card? Let's see what we have for you. All right, Spirit threw some cards on the floor here for you. So Spirit's saying you're not feeding yourself the right stuff, and that doesn't mean food. It means what you're watching, what you're eating, what you're people that you're in your space, the things that you're doing. You could be, watching some mindless television or just bad stuff in general. Spirit's saying it's time for you to really feed yourself a little bit more higher vibration, positive things. But it also is telling you that you need to actually release whatever you're pushing down because you're doing this, you're running through these distractions, which is why it's showing up as nutrition. And those distractions are keeping you from actually feeling what you need to feel and what you need to release in order to heal. And Spirit's also saying that you need to open up your heart. And that's why the kindness comes in. So for you, what you need to do is go to my channel, Silver Fox Spiritual, go look at some heart healings, and change what you're watching, change who you're with, because those energies are keeping you down and they're keeping you from what you need to do. Release the thing that you're afraid to release because you've been pushing it down, finding every distraction in the world not to face it. It's time to face it. And I hope that helps you. And Shakela, will I ever be in a happy relationship? Let's just make sure you haven't. I've got a lot of people down here. So just remember, everybody, we ask once and we allow for the answer to come. So it looks like, Shakela, you've been patient, you're allowing. So let's see why you're not in the relationship. And we always have to look at our own energies, because why we don't get in relationships is because we have things that are in trauma that are keeping the right relationship from us. It's not just you, it's everybody. It's 99% of the people here are asking about love. And why? Because nobody ever wants to actually work on themselves. They want to feel that somebody else needs to do the work, not themselves. And we have to be honest with ourselves. I'm not the reader that's going to tell you and placate you. I'm the reader that's going to tell you what you really need to do to heal yourself, because that's what we are here. We're a healing channel. We're not really a reading channel. The reading just helps you understand, brings it into your awareness of what you need to heal, and then you have to choose to heal. It's a choice. And for you, we have a couple things that are going on here. So number one, everybody leaves, right? And why is that? And we'll get to that in a second. Number two is expectations. When you expect too much, no one measures up. Ditch your list. Want what's real, right? And this is what our channel is about here. It's all about the real. That's, if you see my t-shirt, and after this I'm going to do a quick commercial so you can see and understand what this t-shirt's about, right? And it's about being real. It's about moving the mask away and being your true self, and allowing people who are their true self to come in, because then you don't have to have expectations. You know exactly who they are and what they are. And last is, love is the answer. You're waiting for love to solve your problems within self. And love is not going to solve the problems within self unless it's love for yourself, not somebody externally. Somebody externally is never going to solve your problems. You're going to solve your problems internally. So what happens is, and we're gonna recreate this hamster wheel of karma here, right? You set up expectations, expectations that can't be hit. So then they leave, and you're saying, well, I'm just waiting for that one love to solve my problem. But why do they leave? Because you're choosing this over and over again. You're choosing things that are always going to leave, because you know you don't really want to open up yourself and be in that relationship and be vulnerable and actually have to be your true self. You don't want them to see that. So you choose somebody inappropriate, and you just keep on running down the hamster wheel. And you need to choose to break that cycle. And how do you choose? You start healing, start working on self, start loving self. And the easiest way to do that is start with inner child and abandonment and rejection issues. All those healings are at my Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube. They are for free. However, if you're looking for something deeper, something more potent than just what goes out for the collective, you can reach out for a personal reading and or a healing. And the information, just email at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. And so before I go to any other questions at this point here, I'm just going to do a quick commercial here because, this is my living. So, it's I do work on energy exchanges, and I do appreciate anybody who wants to send an energy exchange. It's not required. However, long term, if you're just coming here for answers and don't exchange any energy, then, most likely I'm not going to pick you over time. So I'm going to bring up two pictures here. And this is something I'm very excited in. This is a project I've been working on for a while, and it's called Foxfire Energy Apparel. And what is that, right? So if you see the t-shirt that I'm wearing on the screen, you're going to see the front and the back of the t-shirt. And what does a t-shirt actually mean? This is just kind of a cool thing. Looks like anime, but it's very spiritual. There's a lot of glyphs and light language that's embedded on the shirt. And what it's meant to do is amplify your own personal energy and intention. So the shirt comes with a QR code that you go to to a video, and the video is a step-by-step instruction on how to set an intention, and then how to allow that intention to imprint onto the shirt. And what's interesting about this and unique, outside of all these spiritual gear that's mumbo jumbo that you see out there, oh, I threw my energy on this and that, and no, you don't want that. You don't want somebody throwing their own energy onto something that you wear every day, because now you're creating entanglement and you're creating contracts. What this does is it imprints your energy, your personal energy, and acts like an energy amplifier for the intention that you put in on the shirt. So this is not something that is going to use anybody else's energy. It's not something external. It's an internal thing, and this will work with you for the life of the shirt. It's only $29.95 plus shipping. Shipping is about $15, give or take. right now in the US. I'm trying to see if I can find some cheaper options. Once I do, I will put it out there. But they are available for shipping now. They're only in black right now. However, I can order other colors. It just means the price may change and or the shipping time may change. Usually it's about 5 days for shipping. So if you're interested, do reach out at silverfoxspiritual at gmail.com. This is unique. There is nobody that has anything even close to this. This is something I've been working on for a while to get this right. And so, and they're also 100% cotton. So appreciate you guys all just taking a few minutes to allow me to speak about this. And let me go here. So Sadia Khan asked, do I see success in your IT business? Well, let's see what's going on here. I hope that you have success in your IT business. Uh, Everybody wants success, but let's see what the energies are saying. And most of the time, it's around your belief. So always believe that you're going to have that success. And Spirit's saying for you, your success comes with community. So make sure that you are reaching out, working with your community, because that's how you're going to be success. And community doesn't mean the people in your immediate surroundings. It means people in your field. Make sure you're integrating, you're talking to people in your field, you're being friendly, you're, kind of networking. And that's what Spirit is saying here for you. I hope that makes sense. And let's see who we have here. And for all you guys, asking, around the boyfriend, the girlfriend, did they cheat? Will they come back? Right? We're not here to chase ghosts. If they're cheating, allow for it, right? If it does, if they came back to you, and this is for those who are looking to reconcile, if they came right now exactly as they were, would you even want that? And you have to sit with that for a little bit, right? And for those people, this field doesn't sedate, it wakes you up. If you came here to feel better, not to get better, this is not the channel for you, right? And the reason is that you guys, most of you are chasing ghosts. Are things going to work out well between me and S? Things are confusing at the moment. So let's take a look at this one. This one's a more balanced question, right? You're already discovering, P, that something is wrong. And so what is it that you're seeing that something is wrong? I'm going to pull a question on it, but if it's showing you something's not right, have you had a conversation with your person and what was the response? And please do put that in there. And so P, we have a snake in here, right? It's not what it looks like. So somebody's not being authentic. That's either you or your person. And that's why you're having the confusion. That's why things are not working well, because one of you thought the other one was a different way, and now is finding out that they're not. And that's causing a cognitive dissonance, and that's where the confusion's coming. And so you now have to reach in. Is it me or is it my person? Right? And if it's you, then you've got to figure out why are you doing this and what is it that you need to heal. Like, we're not talking about your person and whether they need to heal, because that's irrelevant to you. You can only work on yourself. And let's see who else we have here. And just remember, everybody, I do not work with looping questions. And people with no presence. And so let's see who we have here. So Nentia, you're asking, do you have a future with NM or WM? And so you're in love with him, but you're worrying about the future. And why are you worrying about the future? What's the fear coming from? And so instead of asking what your future is, I'm going to see what it is that your core trauma is, because you got to solve for that, right? Not for anything else. And for you, what I'm seeing is eye candy, right? Your trauma is that you chase people for their looks, but you don't really look underneath, and you don't see if the looks and their internal soul, internal compass, who they truly are, matches the exterior. And because of this, this is going to cause you problems, right? Because you're just in love with the exterior, you're not really in love with what's inside. And so you need to heal that in yourself. And how do you do that? You heal it by self-love, because you're looking at materialism. You're not looking at what it is that's best for you in this now moment. So I'm not going to answer whether you have a future, but I did tell you what you need to work on. And this is what this channel is, right? I don't sedate you, you know, it's, you're looking for clarity, not comfort, right? That's the person I am. I'm not going to give you the comfort. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what your field's already screaming, and that's what it's screaming. You're chasing eye candy. And so make sure you please like, follow, share, and subscribe. Uh, Reach out if you're looking for your own personal readings. And for those of you who haven't gotten a reading, I don't guarantee readings to anybody. I choose and pick who I'm going to read for, who I feel aligned with answering, because there's something sometimes meant for the entire collective to be answered within that question. So if I haven't chosen you, that's okay. Keep coming back, and I may, once your question is something that is, in resonance with what I need to pull out for the collective or otherwise. But if you need a reading right away and you want to guarantee, just ask about my paid options. I have everything from a $10 option all the way up to 60. And otherwise enjoy the vibe. No pressure, no begging, no loops. Loops are my biggest piss and moan. Pardon my French. So with that, let's see who else would like a card. Please put it into the comment window. For those of you who are looking to go a little bit deeper, reach out to silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. A lot of people ask me, well, what does the reading entail? So I have simple readings, which are like $10, which is messages from your higher self, a message from your person in separation, or at the same point, what's in my current energy at this now moment. The other cheap reading I have is, what's blocking you in love, and that's the probably most powerful one, because most people are always asking, when is love coming to me? Well, love doesn't come to you until you solve for it, right? And so you have to be aware of what your problem is before you can fix it. A timing on love isn't going to help you, because that person may come in, but you're not in the right frequency and you're just going to push them away. So you got to be in that place of healing first. For my larger reads, I have a $25 mini read, and that one is done through email. It's about 5 to 20 cards, give or take, depending upon the question. And then the last one is the full reading, which is 60. It's done via Zoom. It's 30 minutes of card reading where we are interactive. You can ask any question. We can spin on a dime if, say you started with one question as the main read, and then you decide through the energies that we need to look somewhere else. We can spin there. We're not tied to it. And at the end, there's a 5-minute light language healing that's going to help you to move whatever energy that we discover through the read. So you get not only a reading, but a healing to help you move along to your healing path. So if anybody is interested, please do reach out. I do them most every day of the week. And Jens would like to know, yeah, and so P is saying you think it's me because you feel nervous, and that's a good awareness, P. And so for you, start looking at why you feel that way. Start looking at your awareness, and as you become aware, then you can start to heal. But healing is a choice. It's you can know about it and still choose not to, and that's okay. That's the crossroads. Stay on that hamster wheel of karma, or choose to move towards what you really want to manifest. And that's why we're a healing channel here. If you do feel like a reading or a healing would help, great. Go to my free channel, Silver Fox Spiritual, over at youtube.com, and you'll see a lot of healings for all those things. So Jens, let's see what we have for you. Sorry, I get sometimes sidetracked with conversations that need to happen first. So for you, Jens, there is a celebration, good times that are coming from some hard work that you've put in. So make sure you're enjoying it. Make sure you're allowing for that celebration to happen. Don't push it away. I hope that helps you. It's a great card to get. I don't see that often. So with that, please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. And then we'll go ahead and just reiterate my standard field here, right? As far as during lives, I run a clean boundary around looping energy, and people hear me say that a zillion times, right? Just ask once and don't ask 1,000 times. And why do I say that, right? Because when somebody asks the same question over and over again, either through a single live, single live or multiple lives, right? It tells me they're not present. And I don't read from that space. A person that's not present is not willing to actually hear the answer. They just want to hear the answer they want to hear. And so they'll keep coming back over and over again waiting for that response to change, but it's generally not going to. And so I generally am not going to, I'm just going to ignore it. Even if you've been here 1,000 times, you know, when I sometimes I'm not going to read you because you're just not in resonance, and you just have to, come back when you are in better energy, and then I'll feel into it. I don't promise readings. I only read when there's resonance, and sometimes it's a resonance from a question. It may not be so super present, but it allows for other people to see the answer, because sometimes what you're asking for is going to be in somebody else's read, but you have to be present, you have to be aware, and you have to allow for you to see those readings as potentially something for you as well as a message. You're guided here for a reason, right? And like I said, I don't promise those readings. If you are looking for something deeper, I do offer paid sessions, and happy to send anybody the option. So with that, let's go back to reading some cards. We'll see if anybody else has a question. It seems like I'm finally ridding myself of a lot of the loopers, which is something I've been working on for a while, because it's always a reflection of self, and so when things like that come in, it's something I'm calling in, and I have to clear it in my own energies, and that's what I do, and that's why I repeat what I repeat over and over again to ensure that those boundaries stay. Because, like I said, we create our own reality every second, every moment, every choice that we make, every piece of energy that we shoot out there. So that's why we always have to go back to self to really get to the answer that what we want, and how do we manifest by understanding why self is creating it. Once we understand why self is creating it, then we can consciously become aware of what we need to do to change in our own field to allow for what we consciously want, because otherwise we're letting our subconscious and superconscious make all the decisions on autopilot, and that's not what we want, because they're going to keep on repeating trauma-bound loops until you're ready to heal them. And it's the sad truth that you create your own happiness, but you also create your own disasters and disappointments. And so once you're ready to actually take responsibility for that, that's when the true healing comes in. And that's where these readings help, because I'm going to show you what's in the energy. I'm not going to tell you a story that just you're never going to listen to, you're never going to follow, and it's not going to be helpful, because somebody's going to say, oh, yeah, there's a soulmate coming in a week. But if you're not in the right energy and you're not healed enough to be in a frequency match, you're just going to push that soulmate away. And what's going to happen? You're going to find yourself, in that same loop, that same disappointment, that same longing. And is that where you want to be? And it's not. And don't think that, you're the only people that are having this. I have the same issues within self, but you have to be aware and you have to start working on self. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's see if we have anybody else coming in for questions. If you do have a question, please put it into the comment window, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, I might pull one or two collective cards. I think I might pull one for a higher self for the collective, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, and thank you for that, and for that awareness, Jen. And that's the greatest thing, because once you once you get into that place of awareness, you have a choice, and you made a choice, right? You asked once, and guess what? You resonated, and so now when you resonate, I answer questions, and this is what I see a lot of, and part of it is my own energies that allow for that to come into this field, because I say a lot of containerizing things to make sure that they don't enter my field, but they're going to test and keep testing until I hold that firm boundary. And so now hold that firm boundary with yourself, right, Jens? Find that love within yourself, because as you do, you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time, right? And it's going to come with ups and downs. Healing is not always up. It's more like a roller coaster. You come up and then you contract, you come down, and it feels like you're back to square one again. But then you go back up again, and little by little you feel lighter and lighter. And you're choosing to work on self. That's why you're here. And congratulations to you. Pat yourself on the back, because you are growing. And that's what we want to do here in this channel. It's about people who want to grow, who want to be present, who want to turn their life around for themselves, not for anybody else. And as you do, more and more things are going to come in for you. So I hope that helps, and also encourages you to keep working on self, because it's the greatest thing you can do. Get out of this illusion that everybody is doing. We all came here to pretend what we're not, and we got lost in that pretense. We're stuck in the story, and it comes to removing that trauma to find out who you truly are, and it takes time. So, Spirit, what do you want to tell the collective now for this now moment? What's something that's coming up in the field? So, Spirit's given everybody who is watching here, either in the live or the replay, it doesn't matter which, um, what it is in the now moment that we can work on for ourselves that should be out here. And thank you, Jens. So, for many of you, it's time to enter the temple of your truth. And what is that? That means connect to self, right? And so in this channel, we only work on connecting to ourselves. We're not working on connecting to external things, no beings, no guides, no angels, no gods, no deities. We don't need them. We only need self. Everything is within self, and all the rest is a distraction. They're a construct of polarity. Get away from it. Go within. Live in this world as a dreamer, what you came here to do, what you came here to create through love. Love is creation. And recognize despair as an opportunity. And why do we say that, right? And despair, nobody wants to be in despair, but despair is your soul itself saying enough is enough. How much trauma do you want to impair on yourselves? How much do you want to crash and burn before you choose yourself? And Spirit saying, choose yourself, go into self, find that dream that you came into this lifetime of polarity for, to create, to have fun, to enjoy within the frequency of love, which is the frequency of creation, not the romantic love. That's a program love. That's something that's a creation within polarity. What this is creation in itself, the joy of creation, and make sure you're finding that joy of creation. So hopefully this sinks into anybody who is watching either live or on the replay. I'll probably be replaying this in both TikTok and some of my other social media channels. So while we're waiting, we're just going to do a few quick commercials. Please make sure that you are following my channel on other social medias. YouTube is my healing channel. I use YouTube because it's the greatest place to put fixed videos that are always there, always easy, always accessible. It's a great place for that. For my lives, I do 90% of them on uh, TikTok. And why? Because TikTok for lives is the premier platform, has the most tools, has the most people browsing, so it gets the most impact. And so TikTok is where you want to be if you want to come to my lives, if you want to answer questions, ask questions, but just be present when you do. And then Instagram, I'm on there where I do replays of a lot of my dailies that I do on TikTok, as well as readings by Silverfox Spiritual over um, on YouTube. Now, if you go look at some of my newer videos, you'll see a link. It's for my Facebook page, not my group, but my page. And if you go to that page, I've got about mid-30s subscribing. I need 100 to actually go live. So if anybody goes there and follows that page and stays following that page, I am raffling off a free healing and or a what you call it reading. So if you either get a full reading or a full healing. So with that, if you do go there, there is a raffle. You have got a good chance. It'll be a 1 in 100 chance of winning. So make sure that you're checking that Facebook group out. It's actually a page, not a group. I'll have it. I'll probably post it here in a few seconds for anybody who is interested. When I get to 100, I will raffle one out. And so let's see if I can find that group. Yeah, there we go. I'll put it in the comments, and then I'll get back to answering some questions. Okay, so I put it in there, and so let's get back to some questions and answering. So Breezy, Katie, you can have a card. Let's see what we have for you, Katie. And let's see what we got. Ooh, there it is. That's the one. So, Katie, for you, you've got love on the brain, dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, nostalgic. So, Spirit's saying, get out of your daydream. Love will come to you when it's ready, but you have love on the brain. Spirit wants you to kind of. It's good to have love on the brain, but make sure that you're just kind of not allowing it to hold your focus. I hope that makes sense to you. I don't see that card very often. And V would like a card. Let's see what we have for V. And Jen's, which prop picture did you want me to expand? Um, and so for V, what I have for you, be aware of somebody who's, and hopefully this is not you, but somebody's got fake accounts or kind of watching, spying on you with fake social media accounts. Make sure you're aware of this, and if you're doing it, get out of that energy. I hope you're not doing it. And that's for you, V. Yeah, breezy wind. I'm usually spot on. The cards usually don't lie. Uh, yeah, so Jen's it is a nine-tailed fox. It is in blue. What you're not going to see is you're not going to see the entirety of the tails. Um, this is actually an extension of a logo that a friend of mine drew for me a while back. And as I started expanding in my healing, as I expanded into things, I updated it. And if you look at everything in here, and you're probably not going to be able to see the fine details inside of it, there are all sorts of glyphs everywhere. It's on here, everywhere. It's all encoded. And so this is also if while we bring that up, and I'll bring it up in another picture. It's on my t-shirts, and so just bear with me when I put the t-shirts up. And so if you look at the t-shirt that I'm wearing, this is, and I'll make it as big as I can here. So I'll bring it out here, right? And so you're going to see a lot here. Everything inside of here is intentionally done. This is a t-shirt. It's a double-sided t-shirt. I sell them. And what they're meant to do is they're energy wear. They're meant to be, they basically imprint your own energy with your own intention onto the shirt so that as you're wearing it, it's actually amplifying your own energy with a specific intention. I sell them for $29.95, but you asked more about the logo. This is a good portion of it. The one that's in my background, if you can watch on a wide screen, because TikTok allows two different screens, you'll see a lot more detail than what you're going to see on the phone screen. It really depends on where you're at. But these shirts also something I sell $29.95 plus shipping and handling, and the shipping in the U.S. about $15, give or take, depends on where you're at. And at the same point, they come with an activation that allows you to imprint your own energy, not somebody else's energy on the shirt, which is unique amongst anything out there on the market right now. Um, so, does Gary have a child? Well, I don't know that. You're going to have to ask Gary. That's not something I'll answer. And Emily, yes, you can have a card. So let's see what I fill into for you. And please do make sure that you are liking, following, sharing, and subscribing. And thank you, Jens. I appreciate that. These shirts are available for shipping if you're interested. You won't find another one like it. And what's nice is it's spiritual, but doesn't look spiritual at the same time. And the saying on the back really is telling you that, burn away the false self and really be the true self, because that's what you truly want. It's what everybody truly wants. So Emily, for you, there's somebody in your field that's really not who they seem. There's a lot of trickery going on. This is somebody that you know well. Spirit saying feel into it. You know who this is. It's time to get rid of them. And Nua, yes, we can get you a card. Nua, for you, it's from your higher self. And Your higher self is saying you're unique, be brave, a little crazy, but yourself. Take the mask off. Stop trying to be who you're not. Stop trying to be who everybody tells you you need to be, but be yourself. And once you're yourself, then more things are coming. But you have to get into this place. You have to choose to be yourself, choose to take the mask off, choose to really strip off all these stories you've been telling yourself forever and ever. And how are you, Linda French? How's things going on? Uh, let's see what's going on with you, Linda. And we're getting on about 50 minutes, so I'm probably gonna probably at this point gonna answer one, maybe two questions tops, and then get out of here. So, Linda, somebody's creeping in your field. And you see that little owl, that eye. Somebody's watching from afar. You probably know who it is, but be wary of that. And make sure you are liking, following, sharing, and subscribing. And if you are already following and subscribing, make sure your notifications are on and you are sharing. Uh, like I say, in the end of the day here, um, that there is an energy exchange that I'd like, and I'm here to promote my healing business, which is my primary business. The card reading just helps you understand what it is that you need to heal. But I'm looking for people who are in resonance, meaning that they truly want to heal, not just be here, come get a card, and then leave without any energy exchange, nor without any intent on actually solving themselves. Those kind of people can move on very quickly, and that's why you see me sometimes get sharp or tense at people. But it's around people who aren't being present, who aren't really wanting to work on themselves. They just want to come here and get a drive-by shooting until they get a card that matches what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. So with that, York B, you're going to be my last person for a card today. Let me feel into which one you're going to get. And York B, for you. So we got three interesting cards here. So the first card speaks of somebody kind of lurking, not being who they really are, and it speaks about balance. You need to balance out. So when I see this with the sun, and the sun is usually around completion, around brightness coming in. What I see is that there's parts of you that are hiding, and you need to kind of get them out in the sun. You have to kind of let them pull themselves out, and you have to find the balance between the light and the dark within yourself. And how do you do that? By healing, right? And facing those things that you never wanted to face within yourself at this now moment. And for you, that's going to be, usually we call this shadow work, right? Spirit has come up with a interesting way of showing shadow work, but this is it, light and dark and balance. For you, shadow work time. I hope if you're not familiar with what shadow work is, and a lot of people aren't, it's when you start to face those things in yourself that you truly don't want to face, that you've pushed into the dark, that you're afraid to actually admit are part of you. And as you do that, then more and more of you becomes balanced and things will come through. A lot of times, most people will start with the inner child. That's probably the biggest one that holds everybody back, and then the rest of it will start to come into awareness from there. And so with that, that is my live for today. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe. If you found that this is, stirred something in you, perhaps you want to get a personal reading, please do reach out at silverfoxspiritual@gmail.com. Make sure you're following me on my other social media, such as YouTube, Silver Fox Spiritual, where all my healing videos are, and they're for free for anybody who wants to go there. And at the same time, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. If you go to my Facebook group, I'll put it in there one more time and join this Facebook. It's the page, not the group. I keep on saying group, but it's really just this page. So you have to go to this page and hit follow. When I hit 100, I'm raffling off one free healing or one free card reading, full card reading, whichever it is. It's a choice. It's a $60 value. You just have to be following when I do get to that 100 mark. Reason I want to get to the 100 mark is because I like to do some lives on Facebook as well, and they need 100 true subscribers. I don't want to pay for that. I want it organically grown. So with that, have a great day. Please make sure you are liking, following, sharing, subscribing, and put your notifications on while I am doing my lives. And we'll see you at the next live. So have a great day, everybody.